Words are not enough to describe the relation between Lord Shiva and Lord Vishnu. The bond is so strong between Vishnu and Shiva, they cannot live without each other. Puranas describe that Vishnu meditates Shiva while Shiva meditates on Vishnu. The unity of Vishnu and Shiva has become increasingly popular as Harihara. Harihara combines two deities, Vishnu and Shiva, into a single body. Vishnu is the heart of Shiva and Shiva is the heart of Vishnu. Vishnu and Shiva, after all, are the two sides of the same coin. In Hinduism, it is said that when the universe is in a state of equilibrium, Vishnu presides over the preservation of the universe, while Shiva is in a deep state of meditation and withdrawal. However, when the universe is in a state of imbalance and evil threatens to overpower good, Shiva awakens from his meditative state and engages in destructive activity to restore balance, and Vishnu takes incarnations to restore order. Together, Shiva and Vishnu are considered to be the forces that maintain the balance of the universe, and their relationship is often depicted in Hindu art and literature as one of mutual respect and support. Here's a story depicting the devotion of Vishnu towards Shiva taken from the Shiva Puran. Long ago, the Asuras quite often used to defeat the Devas. The guru of the Asuras, Shukracharya, knew the art of reviving people when they died through his knowledge of the Mrita Sanjeevani. This meant that when the Asuras were killed, they would again come back to life, but the Devas did not have the knowledge. Once, the Asuras were ruthless in defeating the Devas. In Swarga or heaven, they tortured the Devas mercilessly. The Devas were of no match to the Asuras. The Devas prayed and prayed to Lord Vishnu to save them. However, Vishnu expressed that they had come to the wrong deity. He offered to approach Lord Shiva on their behalf and invited them to accompany him. The Devas, recognizing the close friendship between Vishnu and Shiva, insisted that Vishnu should go alone. Vishnu went to Shiva to ask for his help. On different occasions, the Trimurti would declare one or the other as the supreme god, sometimes Shiva, sometimes Vishnu, and other times Brahma. This time, Vishnu sought to demonstrate Shiva's supremacy, acknowledging that Shiva possessed unparalleled spiritual and occult powers, and that his third eye could destroy everything. When Vishnu arrived, he found Shiva in a state of deep transcendental meditation. Not wanting to interrupt Shiva's trance, Vishnu patiently waited for hundreds of years. Yet, Shiva remained unmoved. To gain Shiva's favor, Vishnu decided to offer 1,000 fully bloomed blue lotuses to Shiva every day. For 1,000 years, he prayed and dedicated each flower to Shiva, but Shiva did not respond. Undeterred, Vishnu continued his prayers with unwavering devotion. One day, Shiva decided to test Vishnu's dedication. Before Vishnu began his prayers, Shiva, in a subtle form, secretly stole one of the lotuses, reducing the count to 999. Vishnu, unaware of the missing flower, began his worship, praising Shiva with each offering. But at the end, he discovered that he was one lotus short, and sorrow filled his heart. After searching in vain, Vishnu concluded that the situation was hopeless. Vishnu, who is also known as Kamalanayana, meaning the lotus-eyed, in a final act of devotion, plucked out his left eye, which resembled a beautiful lotus, and offered it to Shiva. Shiva, deeply moved by this ultimate sacrifice, appeared before Vishnu, astonished by his act. He then bestowed upon Vishnu the Sudarshan Chakra, a powerful round disc which originally belonged to Shiva, capable of destroying any enemy. Lord Vishnu, with great reverence, accepted the Sudarshan Chakra from Lord Shiva. Vishnu later passed the chakra to the Devas to use against the Asuras, leading to their victory. Afterwards, the Deva returned the chakras to Vishnu, who then asked Shiva if he wished to reclaim it. Shiva, however, affirmed that once he gave something, it would never be taken back, granting Vishnu eternal use of the weapon. Vishnu continued to wield the chakra, and when he incarnated as Sri Krishna on earth, he used it with unmatched effectiveness. None could withstand the power of the chakra, a symbol of Vishnu's divine might. Shiva's gift to Vishnu, which was then passed on to Sri Krishna, originated from this profound act of sacrifice, deeply pleasing Shiva. A similar story concerns Gorakshanath, a devoted disciple of the Guru Matsyendranath. Matsyendranath, desiring a specific delicious meal that had been served by a rich lady the previous day, asked Gorakshanath to procure it. When Gorakshanath approached the lady, she informed him that the feast was over and could not be repeated. Despite this, Gorakshanath persisted, and the frustrated lady, seeking to test his devotion, demanded one of his eyes in exchange for the meal. Without hesitation, Gorakshanath removed one of his eyes and presented it to the lady. Astounded by his sacrifice, she immediately prepared the meal and sent it with Gorakshanath to his guru. Matsyendranath was shocked to see his disciple with only one eye and questioned him about it. Gorakshanath explained the situation, revealing that he had gladly given up on his eye to fulfill his guru's request. Matsyendranath then asked if Gorakshanath would willingly offer the other eye as well. Without hesitation, Gorakshanath removed his remaining eye and gave it to his master. Deeply moved by this act, Matsyendranath used his occult power to restore both of Gorakshanath's eyes after enjoying the meal. These stories illustrate the immense sacrifice made by both Vishnu and Gorakshanath and the profound satisfaction and blessings they received from their masters. Such sacrifices are never in vain. They are often rewarded by the divine in many ways that strengthen one's inner power and deepen one's surrender to the divine will.